It was first published in 1986. Two things which is really matter: not working hard, not being smart, and you're not building a business for a job. Hi, this is San. Today I'm going to talk about book E Myth Revisit. E represent to entrepreneur. It was first published in 1986. Yes, older than me, which somehow makes me feel like I'm smarter and relaxed somehow. I love learning books that was older than me. I honestly thought it was going to be a very practical and tool-based business book. You see, a lot of people recommend them. And it turned out to be there was a lot of stories at the beginning. And a lot of them is about someone called Sarah. So I searched on Reddit. Oh, no. I actually asked my ChatGPT friend and was like, can you search on Reddit and tell me if a lot of people think about the same way and what should I do? And it turned out to be a lot of people don't like that story, and they suggested that I can just read chapter 10, 11, and 12. Turned out to be they are absolutely right. From those chapters, I took two things which is really matters and align with what we are talking about today. The first one is system. The second one is scalability. The first one is system. Not working hard, not being smart. It just builds something that works even though you're not there. The second one is scalability. The McDonald's example is actually brilliant. In today's world, McDonald's offline is just like a really good offline SaaS product. Standardized, repeatable, and impossible to break. That's why this book still matters, even though it's already 40 years old. If you're building a business, your YouTube channel, your other social media channel, your side project, your website, your community, and everything, it depends on you, and you're not building a business but a job. I like this sentence a lot because this really led me to think about myself. Right now, I'm trying to build a personal brand, my YouTube channel, my side business, but right now, actually, a lot of things are depends on myself. So I don't necessarily think I am or doing a business. Instead, it does really feels like a doing a job. So if that's really applied to you, think about that as well. And I wanted to put a little disclaimer over there because at the area right now, I have a lot of AI there. I do not think a AI agent built by you is considered as you. I think that considered as a different person. If you guys are still interested in this video, let's talk about the system and scalability in a little details. When I'm talking about system, I'm not really saying a system that built by a software or a framework, etc. It really means a flow that can work or can run even though you're not there. In that book, it mentioned a lot of small business they fail, not because their owners is not smart, not hardworking, only because every small little details are based on or depends on that one person, and that leads everything fail. So Sarah. This book made me realize that there is one very easy way to help you realize what you need to change. Is if there is something that has to be you in person there or on the call, etc., to explain personally, and that's something that you have to fix it. After reading this book, and I watch a lot of YouTubers and talking about the system right now, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs right now talking about system right now, what I learned from them is a system is a little boring. It's repeatable. It's sometimes maybe a little annoying for you because it somehow force everyone in the system, including yourself, to do things exactly the same every single time. That's exactly why it works. The system is not built for creativity, innovative, etc. It's built to protect your energy and to making sure everything will work even though you were not there. And actually in this book, it's talking about the business process as well. So before the system, there is a step of innovation. So basically it's making sure your innovation happened before, and then you have the way to quantify, test if your innovation works or not. When it works, you bring this innovation into a system so the system can keep working the same way, and that same way should be the high efficiency and most suitable for your current business. The second big idea is scalability. So that example of McDonald, it coming in is really brilliant. You cannot say their employee is smart, but the system itself is almost impossible to mess up. In today's language, I think it's almost a very successful offline SaaS project because The same process, the same experience, and whenever you go, right? Scalability does not mean going fast. That's how a lot of small business, when they do scalability, that's how they fail. It means it grows without chaos. If every new customer, every new order, every new employee makes your life harder, and then you don't have scalability, you just have a really horrible multiplier. This is everything I wanted to share about this book. Bye.